$5 million. That's the number everyone throws out for retiring rich. So I ran it against 1 million, and honestly, the result messed with my head. Going from 1 million to 5 doesn't make your retirement 5 times better. Day to day, a lot of it looks almost the same. But there's one thing: money changes, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. I'm not pitching a course or selling you a dream. Just the real monthly income each number pays you in 2026, and the exact point where enough actually begins. Subscribe if you like real money math with no hype. Now, the numbers. Before we compare anything, you need one number. It's called the 4% rule, and everything in this video runs on it. The idea is simple. Take your retirement savings, and you can pull out about 4% of a year, bump it for inflation as you go, and the money should hold up for roughly 30 years. It came out of a study back in the 90s, and it's been argued about ever since. But it's still the cleanest way to turn a big scary balance into an actual paycheck. The math is easy. Your savings times 4% gives you a year of income. Divide that by 12, and you've got what lands in your account every month. So forget the million-dollar headlines. Nobody spends a lump sum. You spend a monthly income. That's how we're judging all 3 of these. Now, I promised we'd poke holes in this. Here are the 2 big ones, because they change every number you're about to see. First, taxes. That 4% comes out before the government takes its cut. If your money's in a regular 401k or IRA, withdrawals get taxed like income. So your $3,300 a month might really spend like $2,900. Money in a Roth is different. You already paid the tax, so it comes out clean. Where your money lives matters as much as how much you have. Second, and this one's bigger, the 4% rule assumes an average ride. Real life doesn't give you average. If the market crashes in your first 2 or 3 years of retirement, while you're pulling money out, you can run out years early even if the long-term average looked fine. They call it sequence risk, and it's the quiet thing that wrecks retirements that look safe on paper. Keep both of those in your back pocket. They're exactly why the gap between these 3 numbers isn't what you guess. $1 million. On paper, you're a millionaire. Feels like you made it. Do the math though. 1 million times 4% is $40,000 a year. Split that over 12 months, and you're living on about $3,300 a month before tax. $3,300. That's a real income in a lot of the country. It's not yacht money. Its bills are paid, I'm okay money. And most people forget Social Security sitting on top of that. The average check in 2026 runs around $2,000 a month. Add it in, and a single retiree is closer to $5,300. A couple gets more. So 1 million isn't poverty. With a paid-off house in a normal cost town, it genuinely works. It just works with zero slack. One rough market year or a surprise medical bill, and you feel every dollar of it. 1 million buys you a comfortable retirement, right up until something goes wrong. Now double it. 2 million. Same math. 2 million times 4% is $80,000 a year. Call it $6,600 a month before Social Security. This is where it gets interesting. Going from 1 million to 2 doesn't just double the income. It changes how the money feels. At $3,000 a month, you budget. At $6,000 plus Social Security, you stop flipping overpriced tax. This is the level most people are quietly chasing without ever naming it. You can travel a couple times a year. You can help your kids when they actually need it. A surprise bill stops being a crisis. The market drops 20% and you don't panic because you've got room to breathe. And remember sequence risk from earlier? At 2 million, you can survive a bad opening few years without the whole plan falling apart. That breathing room is the real upgrade, more than the bigger number. If 1 million is comfortable but tight, 2 million is comfortable and relaxed. For a lot of people, this is the actual finish line. Not 5 million. 2. Now 5 million. The thumbnail number. The one everybody treats as the dream. 5 million times 4% is $200,000 a year. About $16,600 a month. That's more than most people earn working full-time. So that's rich, right? Watch what actually happens, though. Picture your normal day. At 2 million, you already eat what you want, travel when you want, and sleep fine at night. At 5 million, you eat the same breakfast, same bed, your Tuesday looks basically identical. You'd have to work at it to even spend 16 grand a month on a normal life. Here's where it does bite though. Taxes. At 200,000 a year of withdrawals, you climb into higher brackets, so a real chunk of that never reaches you. The jump from 2 to 5 million looks huge on the balance and shrinks once the tax man's done. So where does the rest of it go? Not into your daily life. It raises the ceiling. First class instead of coach. A second place if you want one. Real money left behind for your kids. Room to be generous without running the numbers first. But look at what just happened across all three. 1 to 2 million change your stress. 2 to 5 mostly change your luxuries. That first extra million buys you peace. The next 3 buy you options. And here's the thing that breaks all 3 numbers wide open. Where you live. That same $3,300 a month from $1 million? In a low-cost town in the Midwest or the South with a paid-off house. That's a genuinely relaxed retirement. Move it to a big coastal city and the same money feels tight by the 15th. This is why I can't hand you a single magic number. And you should be suspicious of anyone who does. 2 million in one zip code lives like 5 million in another. Same money, completely different life. There's a lever in here most people ignore. You don't only get richer by saving more. You get richer by needing less. Someone with a paid-off house and low expenses in a cheap state can retire comfortably on a number that would terrify someone renting in a major city. Your costs are half the equation, and they're the half you actually control. So, back to what I said at the start. The one thing that changes everything isn't lifestyle. It's margin. At 1 million, you're fine until life surprises you. At 2 million, most surprises are survivable. At 5 million, they basically stop being a threat at all. A market crash, a health scare, 10 years of care for someone you love, a kid who needs real help. What 5 million actually buys you isn't a bigger house. It's not being afraid of the unexpected anymore. And that's really what sequence risk and healthcare and all of it come down to. The number itself isn't the point. The cushion around the number is. That's the real gap between these three. Not how you live on a good day. How protected you are on a bad one. And here's the part that matters for you. You probably don't need 5 million. You need enough margin that one bad year can't end your retirement. For most people, that number sits a lot closer to 2 million than 5. So the goal was never get rich. It's build margin. So let's make this real for you, right now, wherever you're sitting. Flip the 4% rule backward. Take the monthly income you'd actually want in retirement, multiply it by 12, then multiply that by 25. That's your real number. Want $5,000 a month from your savings? That's $60,000 a year, so $1.5 million invested. Not 5 million, $1.5 million. Suddenly it's not a fantasy. It's a target. And the two things that move you toward it fastest are boring on purpose. Spend a little less than you bring in and invest the gap every single month, no drama. That's the whole game. The people who hit these numbers almost never did one heroic thing. They did a small, dull thing for a long time. That's the part nobody puts in a thumbnail, including me. So what do you do with all this? Don't guess your number. Go find it. I built a free calculator that shows your real monthly retirement income based on what you've actually saved and works it backward to the target you need. Takes 2 minutes, no email, linked right at the top of the description. And if you want the full system I use to track every dollar and close the gap to your number, that's the Lazy Investor Reset System, linked down there too. Then drop in the comments. What's your real number? 1 million? 2? 5? I read every one. And if this made retirement feel a little less foggy, subscribe. I run the real math on your money every week, so you stop guessing.